Hello, I'm Dominic and welcome to the Whisky shop in Norwich. So how do we taste whisky? Well, there's a big debate about whether we should add water or not to it. It's a personal choice. If you want to, then please do. If you don't, you don't. But a little bit of water will release a lot of the aromas, and when we talk about nosing whisky, it's actually because we want the aromas. We're interested in the smell of it. So this is a Lefroy quarter cask, which I poured earlier. It's 48%, so it's quite strong. And so the best way to taste it is to approach it like you would a wild animal, an animal you don't know very well. You're not sure how it's going to react to you, and it doesn't know how you're going to react to it. So approach it very, very slowly and gently, and get to a point where you start getting to the aroma to your nose. If you go too quickly into a whisky at 48%, your nose will batten down the hatches. It'll just stop, and you won't be able to taste for an hour. So the thing is, take it very gradually and get comfortable with it, and just try and see what you can smell. And you may not be able to smell very much, but it really is a case of practice makes perfect, and so it's a great excuse to keep trying. And when you're comfortable with that, just take a tiny bit on the end of your tongue, just a little bit. It's 48% alcohol, you don't want to take too much. And swirl that around a bit, make sure you're comfortable with it, see what you taste. And then at this point, if you want to add water, then do. And add a few drops, and I mean a few drops. You can always put water in, but you can't take it out. So what you need to do is to add a little bit, and even a few drops will release the aromas. With very old whisky, that's all you'll do. They may even give you a pipette to add it, because water can break down the structure of the whisky and destroy it. So you've got to be very careful. Keep adding water to your whisky until you get to a level you're comfortable with. There's mixed views about water in whisky. Professional blenders will take it down to 20% the whisky, so they add a lot of water. You may be comfortable with far less. For me, 48% is great, because I like my whisky around 40 to 43%, so I can add some water and get a level I'm comfortable with. When you reach a level you're happy with and it tastes nice to you, then that's the bit you do best, is the next bit. You take a whole mouthful. And you swill it all over your mouth. It's got to go everywhere in your mouth. And then if you want, you can spit it. Again, there's a mixed view about this. There are people in the industry that spit. Others say you should swallow. My view is very simple. It's a drink, and the clue's in the word drink. The other thing is that we talk about finish with a whisky. If you don't finish it, how can you finish it? So it's like going to the cinema and leaving with 15 minutes to go. You need to have that experience to get the end of it. So yes, if you're trying to taste 20 whiskies in an evening, you're not going to do it by swallowing. It's not going to happen. But let's face it, not many of us do that. We're having fun. We may be only having 2 or 3. So you swallow it, and that burning or the warming sensation you get as the whiskey goes down, and the aftertaste is all part of the experience. And from there, it's just a case of enjoying it. That's it. And with this one, I'm getting a long, peaty, beautiful. I'm very, very tempted to reach for the glass again. Not going to, because I'm a professional. But that's whisky tasting. Cheers.